Welcome back to another Tera Plays Tera video. Today's video I'll be going over how to get your Kaia's gear in Tera Menmas. So, the first thing is you're going to want to go to your quest log. You're going to want to scroll through all your quests until you see the Kaia's Anvil quest. Now, for most people who have done questing, this is pretty self-explanatory from this part, that all you have to do is follow out the quest line through. But for anyone who is not sure and maybe new to questing on Tera, basically you're going to have to travel throughout the world to different NPCs and just talk to them to complete the quest line up till where you unlock and talk to completing a dungeon. As you can see, we are going to teleport over to Kaia, and this is going to bring you to where you need to speak to the first NPC that's outside of Kaia's office. And basically, you're going to follow over, walk up to that NPC, talk to them, simply teleport in and keep talking to the NPCs until you talk to Kaia. And as you can see, that is what's going on. I am still traversing through, going over, and this is kind of a step-to-step you can watch through. Now, I do want to mention, when you finally get done talking to Kaia, you are going to have to do a dungeon, and it's going to be a specific dungeon. Don't worry though, anyone who's worried about what happens if that dungeon gets removed, well, the devs actually recently did that a while back. I want to say close to a year now. The original dungeon that I know of getting Kaia's gear was Gossamer's Vault hard mode. Now, when you get to this step, you're going to have to instance match or LFG for Ruinous Matter normal mode. Don't worry, if they ever remove RM, they will replace the questline through another dungeon. And when that time comes, I will cover it inside the patch notes because the Menma's devs are really great about getting this information out, so you don't have to worry about, oh my god, what if this dungeon gets removed, what if I'm new? None of that is any of an issue. Do know though, you might have a hard time getting an instance match if the dungeon's not popping, so do use a multiple combinations of instance matchmaking, LFGing, and that's kind of what I did in this video. I will show you how to instance match for anyone who is unsure, and that's what's going on right here, is that you go over, hit instance match, click on the dungeon you want, and there you go. But for the purpose of this video, I did mix and find some people in the guild that were willing to help me out for the purpose of the video. Hello, I want to talk about today's video's sponsor, and that is Dubby. Dubby is an amazing company that makes all sorts of stuff, but today I want to talk about their energy drinks mostly. And I gotta say, this flavor right here is the blue raspberry, and it is currently my favorite. I love blue raspberry, and Dubby's done amazing work with it. Now, all you have to do is go to the W's website, buy any energy drink flavor you want, get a tub, you can buy a shaker cup for it as well, or be like me and just use a bottle of water. I take the powder, put a scoop in, shake it up, and you're ready to go. Now, let me tell you a bit about Dubby and their energy drinks. They are amazing tasting. I love how it tastes. There are no jitters, so if you're playing video games, getting ready for a long gaming session like I am, they are fantastic, that they give you the hyper focus you may need to complete your gaming session with no jitters at all and still have an amazing taste. Also, let me tell you, their drinks have no sugar in them, which is something great for me as I was really hooked on soda and trying to get my sugar down low. So, Dubby's energy drinks are amazing. Now, let's talk about some of the other stuff. You can look on the website here that you'll see Dubby has many different things you can buy at the website. Don't forget, you can also use code TSTERA to get 10% off of any of your purchases. Or click on the link in the description of this video, and that should also apply the code for you. So, within that, let's get back to today's video. As you can see, I now have a full squad, and we are inside RM normal mode, ready to complete the dungeon for the questline. Do you know, I'm not going to show the whole fight. I've cut it up into little snippets, just to show that you do need to complete the whole dungeon to complete the questline. The second boss is going to give you the first item you need for the questline, and Lackalith herself will give you the last item you'll need to complete this portion of the questline before you head back to Kaia, where you speak to Kaia yet again to finish up this portion of the questline and move on to the next section. Also, if you'd like, feel free to skip ahead to where Lackalith dies, because that is the next section.
Your fate, but my master is coming.
And now that Lackalith is dead, we have received our final piece and we're ready to head back to Kaia. I take a few minutes to thank the group before we teleport out, and I also take a few minutes to thank my guildmate before I head over to Kaia, just because it was very nice of them to help me complete this questline without taking too much time. So now you'll see we head back to Kaia. Again, you go through the same process that you went through earlier in the video, where you gotta speak to the person outside her office to get inside and speak to Kaia herself, letting her know you completed the dungeon. And now that we spoke to Kaia, I do want to let you know, she is going to immediately teleport you to the workshop that is in/next to Habir. However you want to kind of, view this area. It is in Habir. And from here, again, you're going to talk to both Kaia and the other NPC all the way up until the questline has been completed. And then we'll go over how to actually convert your gear into Kaia's gear. And now that we have finished talking to Kaia and this guy and completely finishing up the questline, you can start converting your gear to Kaia's. Now, do you know you will have to take your piece of gear off that you want to convert? You'll have to buy that soul orb, and you'll need one soul orb for each piece of gear that you want to convert over. and those soul orbs do cost some black core noodles. Now, once you afford and get that soul orb, you can put it with the weapon inside that section. I actually forgot to grab some noodles, so you'll see me, I quickly got back in, slight cut, to be able to afford that piece of gear that I need. And then again, go into converting the gear. You put the gear in, you put the soul orb in, and now you can see this is all the resources you need to upgrade your gear to Kaia's. And don't worry, if you're missing stuff, like I said, you can leave this area and come back in. And for those who are maybe unsure of where that is, I'll show you in just a bit. Do know, when you do convert anything to Kaia's, you will have to reselect all the roles on your weapon that you want. Now, for anyone who's wondering how do you get to this area without Kaia's help, well, I'll show you. First, you're going to teleport to Habir. And then once you're in Habir, I highly suggest that you might want to hop on a mount, and you're going to fly all the way through to the back of the city where you see it's kind of like this weird spiral case upwards, and you keep going through until you see this darker area. And for anyone who hasn't been in this area, well, this is actually where the workshop is. And you go all the way back through this hallway, and you'll see a teleportal right there. You take that teleportal, and that's all you have to do is teleport in, and this is the same location that we were just at. Go ahead and walk down the hallway, and you'll see the NPC that allows you to convert all your gear that you want from Annihilation or Darklight into Kaia's gear. And so there you have it. This is how you can get your gear in Menma's Tera to the Kaia's. So within that, if you have any questions, feel free to ask me in the comments section. If this video was helpful to you, go ahead and hit that like button. And if you keep finding your way back to this channel, please, I'd appreciate if you hit that subscriber button, because once we hit 400 subs, I'll be doing a 9 to 12 hour stream on Twitch. And if you're not following me on Twitch, please feel free to head over to TS Tera on Twitch and hit that follow button. Alright, that's about it. Hope to see you in Aboria, gamers.